Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, could find herself in a surprising romantic entanglement soon. Following a tumultuous turn of events in her life, she might seek solace in an unexpected man. So let's explore what lies ahead. Jewish fans are aware that Nina's bond with Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, is quite delicate. Although Willow has begun to trust and care for Nina, her mother is hiding some significant truths from her. For instance, Willow remains oblivious to the fact that Nina and Drew Cameron Matheson, were involved romantically just as Drew was developing feelings for her. This hidden truth is bound to come to light eventually. Additionally, it was Nina who orchestrated the plan to drug Drew, which led to his wild night with Jacinda Paige Herschel. With Drew's scandal looming over him in the custody battle, Nina's choices could jeopardize Willow's chances of keeping her children. Eventually, Willow will learn of the shocking truths and may turn against Nina for her actions. The bond between Nina and Willow as mother and daughter is likely to shatter, especially with Nina facing potential prison time for her involvement in the drugging scheme. Even if she avoids jail, Nina will be left feeling despondent and in need of solace. This could be the perfect opportunity to steer Nina towards a new romantic path, adding even more drama to the situation. When Rick Hurst, made his return to Port Charles, it seemed like the storyline might explore a love triangle involving Nina, Rick, and Ava Jerome, Maura West. Although that plot didn't materialize, the opportunity to revisit it still exists. Years ago, Nina and Rick were married, but she later discovered his deceitful intentions to access her wealth and his affair with her mother, Madeline Reeves, Donna Mills. However, given the time that has passed, Nina may no longer be resentful, especially since Rick could emerge as an unexpected romantic interest, and she called him back to Port Charles. Currently, Rick is in a relationship with Ava, but their bond may face challenges once their blackmail scheme inevitably unravels. After Ava and Rick's fallout, the universe may conspire to bring Rick and Nina together, leading to a potential rekindling of Nina's rivalry with Ava and causing quite a stir. Nina often undermines her own happiness, so if she starts to develop feelings for Rick amidst her chaotic life, it could complicate matters even further. No one would be surprised to see Rick and Nina reunite romantically. Port Charles is never short on jaw-dropping revelations, but this week the spotlight turns to Nina Reeves, who is about to face one of the most tumultuous chapters of her life. Just when Nina thinks she's starting to rebuild after the wreckage of her marriage to Sonny Corinthos, a shocking twist rocks her world and unexpectedly paves the way to a romance no one saw coming. Picking up the pieces. Since her marriage to Sonny imploded in the wake of her SEC whistleblowing being exposed, Nina has tried to pick up the pieces of her life. She's been estranged from Willow and struggling to find her place again at Crimson, all while feeling more isolated than ever. Sonny's betrayal and coldness cut deep, especially as he seems to have slipped back into the colder, more paranoid version of himself that Nina barely recognizes. Even Ava, once Nina's closest confidant, has been distant lately, caught up in her own entanglements with Sonny, Nicholas, and her ever-tumultuous life. Nina is left with only her bitterness, guilt, and memories of a man she thought loved her. That is, until a new opportunity arises. One that seems innocent enough at first, but leads to a dramatic spiral that turns everything upside down. A dangerous opportunity. Nina receives a call from Martin Gray, who tells her that a potential investor wants to partner with Crimson to help the magazine expand into digital content creation and podcasting. Eager for a distraction and craving a professional win, Nina agrees to meet with the investor, Julian Blake, a charming, mysterious media mogul with ties to New York and a past as enigmatic as Sonny's. Julian is polished, suave, and most importantly, not connected to the mob. At least, not directly. From their very first meeting, there's an undeniable spark between them. Unlike Sunny, Julian listens to Nina without judgment. He doesn't bring baggage or hold her past over her head. Their working relationship quickly turns into something more flirtatious, and soon, the two are seen dining together at the Metro Court. Naturally, eyebrows are raised. Sunny's jealousy flares. Despite his icy treatment of Nina, Sunny doesn't like seeing her move on, especially not with a man he doesn't know. But Nina, fed up with Sunny's hypocrisy, snaps back. Sunny's concern isn't entirely misplaced. While Julian seems genuine, there are whispers around town. Whispers that he may have once had dealings with Victor Cassadine before his death. And when Dex does some quiet digging at Sunny's request, he uncovers troubling ties between Julian's past media acquisitions and certain shell companies linked to Cassadine offshore accounts. But before Sunny can act, everything explodes in a way no one sees coming. The arrest. One evening, just as Julian and Nina are preparing for a fundraising gala for Crimson's charity initiative, Willa bursts into Nina's office with devastating news. Michael has been arrested, and somehow, Nina's name is connected to the SEC complaint again. Nina is stunned. She thought the SEC drama was behind her. But this time, the charges have a more sinister twist. There are forged documents and altered financial statements, some of which originated from Crimson's corporate offices. Someone is framing Nina, and it doesn't take long for the PCP to swoop in and take Nina into custody. In a harrowing moment, Nina is booked, fingerprinted, and led into a jail cell. Julian tries to intervene but is warned off by Diane, who represents the Quartermains. While Nina languishes in custody, she begins to put the pieces together and realizes that the only person who had access to Crimson's internal records was Julian himself. But why would he do this? And how deep does the betrayal run? The truth about Julian. Julian finally visits Nina in jail, where she confronts him with what she knows. He doesn't deny it. "I never meant to hurt you, Nina," Julian says softly through the glass. "But I needed Crimson to launder some assets left behind by Victor. It was supposed to be clean. You weren't supposed to take the fall." His eyes fill with genuine regret. "But the moment I got to know you, it stopped being about business." For Nina, the betrayal is like déjà vu. Another man who claimed to love her, using her as a pawn. But what Julian says next changes everything. "I'm turning myself in. I have the files to clear your name. But it's not just that. I want to make it right. For you. For the first time in a long time, I want to do the right thing." And he does. Julian provides documentation to the authorities that not only exonerates Nina, but also uncovers a secret money laundering ring involving leftover Cassadine accounts and defunct ELQ subsidiaries. Julian is taken into federal custody, and Nina is released. But instead of feeling triumphant, she feels lost. A surprising connection. Following her release, Nina returns to her penthouse, emotionally exhausted. She's greeted by a surprising visitor, Drew Kane. Drew came by initially to offer condolences for her ordeal, and to let her know that the Quartermains are dropping any civil suits in light of the new evidence. But their conversation soon turns personal. "I know what it's like," Drew says quietly, "to trust the wrong people. To love someone, only to find out they've been using you the entire time." For the first time in weeks, Nina cries. Not out of anger or bitterness, but exhaustion. Drew sits with her in silence, offering comfort not as a Quartermain or a media mogul, but as someone who understands pain. Over the next few days, Nina and Drew spend more time together, initially under the guise of discussing Crimson's future, now under Aurora's full umbrella again. But their connection deepens. He sees beyond the headlines, beyond the mistakes. And she sees in him a stability and kindness she's long craved. They're both wary, both burned. But as spring turns to summer, a tentative romance begins to blossom. And it's not lost on anyone. Willow's softening heart. Perhaps most surprising of all is Willow's reaction. At first, she's furious that Nina allowed yet another shady man into her life. But when she sees how Nina protected Michael during the investigation, and how genuinely she tried to come clean, something in Willow shifts. She visits Nina one afternoon at the Metro court. "You messed up," Willow says plainly. "But you've been punished, and maybe it's time to try again." Slowly. It's the closest thing to a truce the two have had in over a year. What comes next? With Julian out of the picture, Sunny watching from the shadows, and Drew at her side, Nina is stepping into a new era. One of healing, strength, and finally embracing her own independence. But the road ahead isn't without bumps. Rumors swirl that someone else connected to the Cassadine fortune wants revenge, and Nina may still be in the crosshairs. Still, for the first time in a long while, Nina isn't running. She's standing. And beside her, not a mobster, not a manipulator, but perhaps something real. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.